for somebody to talk to, man. Right.
Shalom with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. And what we do is teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who are according to the Bible. And basically what we're going to get into tonight is how everything you see is basically, it's the beginning of the troubles that the Bible always talked about. You feel me? That Christ told the prophets, the signs to look for to know when he on his way back. Because Christ on his way back, man. Christ on his way back, and we're going to get into how we know that. You feel me? How we know, because we the only ones that know. See, Christians, they think they've been waiting on Christ. You feel me? Everybody think they've been waiting on Christ, but they don't know that the men of I.S.U.P.K, we the only ones that ever knew when, he was going to be on his way back. And it was the signs to look for the beginning of troubles. And how you know the Christians don't know that he's on his way back is because they're trying to fix the economy. They're voting, thinking Biden is going to bring everything back to normal, thinking Trump was the reason behind the virus getting out of control, all that stuff like that. So that's how we know that nobody that reads the Bible understands that this is all a part of Christ, coming to put everything back in order. You feel me? Like he did when he was Adam in the Garden of Eden. That's exactly what Christ coming to do. Christ coming to fix everything that he messed up when he was Adam. When he was Adam, his woman was deceived by a serpent, a man, a snake-like, you feel me, person that we call a snake in the black community, somebody you can't trust. And he's coming to fix what he messed up, during the time when he was Adam in the Garden of Eden. And that's another thing we teach, reincarnation. You do come back in the earth. You don't go sit with God and party and drink and smoke and all that, which y'all think. You go, you get judged, and your spirit comes back into the earth into a new body. So that being said, we're going to get into the scriptures. Because like we always say, we don't go off our own feelings. We stick to the Bible. We stick to the scriptures to prove everything we saying. So I'm going to be reading off the phone just to make everything go smoother. The Bible out, King James Version. That's the only Bible we teach out of is the King James Version. It's the closest to the Hebrew text and the Greek text of the Old and the New Testament and the Apocrypha. So I'm going to start off in Ezekiel 36 and 24. Book of Ezekiel 36 and 24. And the scriptures say, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land." So this is something that people don't understand, man. The Bible teaches quarantine. It teaches separation, and the ways of the world teach integration. That everybody need to be joined to one God, one philosophy. You know, just like the Tower of Babel, they got destroyed in the Bible. You feel me? Just like this place is going to be destroyed because they teaching one philosophy when the Bible say that we gonna be put in our own land. "For I will take you from among the heathen." It said that we gonna be took from among the heathen. The heathens is everybody that's not an Israelite, and the Israelites are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So everybody that's not an Israelite, we gonna be took from them, and we gonna be placed in our own land. And that's why we say whether we got people that still was left in Africa, still in India or China or Japan, wherever, they gonna be took from out of them places, and they gonna be placed with us, man, when Christ returns. So that's why we don't have to go build schools where it's just a little of us might be at. That's why we build schools where we majority at, in North America, South America, you feel me, the UK, stuff like that. Because that's where majority of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are at. And it's a little portions of us in Africa, China, and stuff like that. So there's no need for us to go over there and build schools. Because the scriptures say, Ezekiel 36 and 24, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land." So separation is in the Bible, man. Separation is something that during the time of segregation, black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we thrived. We thrived. Our economy was booming while they was going through the Great Depression. They was going through all type of stuff. We was thriving. And that's what more of the hatred came for us from white people, because they seen us slaves, descendants of slaves, living better than them, dressing better than them, talking better than them. Just everything was just better. You feel me? Everything we touched just turned to gold. We invented everything. Everything you could think of that makes this country what it is, we invented. Or we invented the idea that, you know, they end up using to make something else, which is the same thing. So yeah, these people, that they always hated us, and that's when we stayed separate. You feel me? When we stayed separate, they hated us for how glorious we look. Now we integrated. They say they hate us because we gangbangers and we drug dealers and our women is whores and prostitutes and stuff like that. But we was always supposed to stay separate from these people, man. And this is the beginning of troubles, because we was never supposed to integrate. When integration came, the Christians supposed to knew this is one of the signs of the time. You feel me? Because the Bible say that we will be took from among the heathen. I'm paraphrasing. We'll be took from among the heathen. So by us joining together and having, you know, integration, the Christians, the so-called leaders of the black community, which they are not, they were supposed to be telling people that, yeah, Christ must be on his way. Because they trying to integrate with us when the Bible say we supposed to be separated in our own land. "Then will I sprinkle," now this verse 25, "Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you." Now this is talking about the time of John the Baptist. You feel me? That was never supposed to keep going on. But like we say, Christians don't know the Bible. This was a prophecy about when John the Baptist was cleaning. When John the Baptist was cleaning people with their filthiness and idols and stuff, when they was coming to him, he was baptizing them with water. But Christ said we'll be baptized of the Holy Spirit. You feel me? Christ said we'll be baptized with the Holy Spirit with fire. You feel me? And that's what this precept is talking about. You feel me? "Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from your idols will I cleanse you." So when we is took and put in our own land, it won't be no more Christianity. It won't be no more Islam. None of that stuff. You feel me? None of that stuff will be with us when we go into the kingdom. It's going to be nothing but laws and commandments. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. That's all you're going to be hearing. Ain't going to be no Hamdu Allah. Ain't going to be no my Jesus is my boyfriend. Ain't going to be none of that. You ain't going to be hearing none of that. All you're going to be hearing is Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. So yeah, this is the beginning of the troubles, man. This the start of it right now. You feel me? There's so many signs that happen, throughout the time we got off slave ship to show you that Christ was on his way. But the Christians, not knowing the Bible, they misled us. They misled us like they always done. You feel me? It's always been Christian pastors. You feel me? They was called different stuff at the time, Pharisees, Sadducees. But right now they're called Christian pastors, and they're used to mislead us about the signs of the time so we can stay slaves for our oppressors as long as possible. So yeah, I'm going to drop that. I'm going to go to the book of Leviticus, the 13th chapter. Verse 46. Leviticus 13 and 46. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean, and he shall dwell alone. Without the camp shall his habitation be. So the thing about our oppressors, man, they mock the Most High. And that's why they're going to be destroyed. That's why all these kingdoms is going to be destroyed. They've been mocking God, man, since they've been enslaving us. Throughout history, they've been enslaving us, and they mock God. You feel me? Because they conquered his people, his jewels, his jewelry. You feel me? And that's why they're going to be destroyed. You feel me? Because they say, because of their science, they feel like, oh, we should, if you catch the coronavirus, you should stay away from everybody for 2 weeks and then get retested to see if you still got it. But why y'all don't quarantine the homosexuals? The homosexuals that's a disease. You feel me? Being a homosexual is a disease like the coronavirus, because you can give diseases that will kill your immune system where you can't fight off the coronavirus. And now 10 million people since the 80s have been dead. They dead because of they didn't quarantine the homosexuals, but they quarantining the people that catch a flu. Because our oppressors are natural born homosexuals, man. They applaud you being a homo because they homos. And that's what this scripture is talking about how somebody with a plague needs to be quarantined. And this is thousands of years ago. This was written, but they bragging, talking about they learned this from science. They talking about the science taught them that oh yeah, we should quarantine. No, this was what God said. God gave us laws to keep clean, to keep away from viruses. You feel me? To kill viruses. But our oppressors, they mock the Most High. So they say God didn't stop the corona. We stopped it because our science and this and that. And we've been quarantining and using masks and gloves and this and that. These are the beginning of troubles, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the end of America, man. I know you love America, but you can die with her if you want. But me and my house are going to serve the Lord. Me and my children, we're going to serve the Lord, man. That's what we going to do. And we're going to let the Most High do what he going to do to this place. For all the mocking they done to him. How they going to sit there and say the coronavirus slowed down because of them? And the whole time they was lying from the get-go. It had been coming out that the numbers didn't went up. They just was trying to build their economy back and make some money. The virus never stopped. It never went down. That's how you know they mocking God, because they didn't have to put God's name in it. They could have just been like, yeah, everybody, the virus is going down. We can open back up. They was bluffing, talking about God didn't slow it down. We slowed it down. When the idiot governor of New York didn't even know that it never stopped. It never stopped. The U.S. government is pushing an agenda so the economy don't collapse. That's why they said it slowed down. It never slowed down. That's why they talking about shutting down every major city from sea to sea, from ocean, from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Because they know it never stopped. But God showed them how to stop it thousands of years ago. It's in the Bible. No scientist needed to be in no lab for 3 weeks trying to figure out how to slow it down. When it was in the Bible, how to slow it down. It said, Leviticus 13 and 46, all the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean. He shall dwell alone without the camp. shall his habitation be. So being without the camp mean being away from people until that stuff is over. And still you cured, you ain't supposed to go back around nobody. Now, they got the football players, the Baltimore Ravens, they should have never let them play football this year. Well, ever again. But because they so money hungry, now I think they said about 3 or 4 Baltimore Ravens starters caught the coronavirus last weekend playing the game. And then no telling who gave it to him. So it's like this virus is in the air, man. It's in the air to the point where you could just catch it and ain't nobody around you have to even have it. It's in the air, man. This is of the Lord, man. This is the beginning of troubles. He's trying to stop the slave plantation, which is the NFL. It ain't nothing but a more organized version of being a gladiator. When we was gladiators in the Roman, arenas, in the Greek arenas and stuff like that. So the Most High just trying to stop all of us from being slaves, man. All of us for being slaves. But a lot of people, they going to want to go back to Egypt like we did when we left Egypt. But the Most High ain't trying to hear that. And there's going to be more football players and basketball players and whatever else sport you playing catching the coronavirus and dying. That's what I'm saying. That's what they playing around with. I guess until 5 or 10 NFL starters, the main players, until they die, they ain't gonna stop them. They ain't gonna stop them from playing football. They stopped the audience from coming, but they didn't stop the players. And them players will be around a bunch of people, and it's about 50, 60 people on each team. So it's just like a no-win situation, man. You want to be a slave that bad that you willing to risk dying to entertain these white people? But that's on you. And whatever happened to you is going to be of the Lord. Whatever happened to you is going to be of the Most High. But for sure, the Baltimore Ravens definitely, they said 4 of their starters and caught the corona. Now, I don't know their names. You can look it up yourself, but they starters. They not people that's sitting on the bench. They people that they need on the field to win. And they caught the corona because they didn't want to quarantine. They wanted to be around 60 people that's around another 100, 200 different people a day. And now they season and went down the drain. They money, everything. Yeah, but that's all this stuff is the beginning of the troubles. It's all from the Lord. It's all from the Most High. Just to show people, man. You feel me? You can't beat him. Can't fight him, man. He can stop everything you think. Everything you think you're doing, man. Everything you think you're doing. Stop all that. So yeah, these are the beginning of troubles. And I'm going to go to Isaiah in the Old Testament 14:1. Book of Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, who we know name was changed to Israel, which is blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians today, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Like I was saying again, quarantine is in the Bible, man, and this is not our land. This land was taken from our brothers, the Native American Indians. Feel me? It was taken back from them. Feel me? The white people came over here and took it. This is not our land. If anybody's land, it's the Native Americans' land, but this is not their land either. We are from Israel. Yasharallah in the Hebrew. We're from what they call the Middle East. That whole region belongs to us. But we had to get up out of there for different type of captivities we suffered from sinning against the Lord. But the book of Isaiah say, and set them in their own land. So we going back. Just we got to serve the Most High, and we got to watch these troubles come upon this nation that's been enslaving us and murdering us for 500 some years. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So we going to have slaves too. Slavery is not a bad thing. It's the type of slavery we went through, being beat and whipped and, them betting on us, tying us up to horses and beating the horses, pulling our body apart, feeding our babies to alligators, raping us, raping the men, the women, the children, all that. It's the type of slavery we went through. Slavery is just you working. You working to build up somebody else's kingdom. And you receive, a payment for it. And it say the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So they're going to cleave to us, and we're going to use them as labor, the same way they used us. And the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So the people that took us captives, the so-called white people today, the white racists, they took us captive. And the Bible say we gonna take them captive. So what's happening right now is the beginning of troubles. The coronavirus, the wars, all this stuff is the beginning of troubles. So we can finally get what was promised to us. The kingdom and slaves and servants and handmaids. And it's going to be all the people that came up against the house of Israel. They going to serve us. They going to serve us. And it's only right because the Lord said it. The Lord said it, man. He said, Salakia. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. The white man is our oppressors. They've been oppressing us since the Greeks and the Romans. They've been oppressing us, man. Since the Greeks and the Romans, they've been oppressing us. They've been on our heels. They've been on our necks. And finally, we come to find out by reading the Bible that we gonna take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We're gonna rule over our oppressors. That's why I said these the beginning of troubles, man. Let this stuff happen. Let this stuff play out. Forget Thanksgiving, man. Y'all been celebrating it all y'all life. Didn't even understand that it was the slaughter of 77 million Native Indians. Celebrating Christmas, didn't even know that was some homosexual religion that the Romans used to use and Nimrod and them did. It just goes, they tied in so many idolatries and doctrines into that and just turned it into, oh, it's God. I mean, it's Jesus' birthday when it's not Jesus' birthday. It's not his birthday. It's a lot. So yeah, so all these holidays, New Year's, worshiping Janus God, the two-faced God. I'm telling you, all this stuff, man. Forget all this stuff, man. Forget all this stuff. All this stuff needs to go away, man. So we can take them captives, who captives they were, man. So we can get some slaves. So we can build up our kingdom, man. So we can build up our kingdom. And that's what the Most High wants. That's the kingdom of heaven, man. That's the kingdom of heaven. That's the good news, man. That at the end of all this, black people is going to rise up, Hispanics, Native Indians, and we're going to rule over our oppressors. We're going to rule over our oppressors. And whoever don't want to rule over their oppressors, you're going to die with them. You don't want to rule over your oppressors in Christ's kingdom, you can die with them, man. But I'm choosing the Lord, and I'm choosing my people. But we got a bunch of coons, Uncle Toms out here that need to be put in their place. Because a lot of people, that's why I say 2/3 going to die. I mean, we praying that the Lord change his mind like he did with, with Nineveh, in the book of Jonah. He changed his mind. But, that's what, the Lord say. He say 2/3 going to die. And that's all we know so far right now. And the 2/3 going to die because there's going to be a lot of people that's not going to want to ride with the Most High. There's going to be a lot of people not want to ride with the Lord. So we could drop that. We could go to the book of Revelations 18:4. Book of Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." So that's what I'm saying. Like, quarantine is in the Bible. But this the thing though. Quarantine, the Most High trying to have us quarantined from nations. He ain't just trying to have us quarantined in the room or in the living room for 2 weeks. He trying to have us quarantined away from nations forever, for life. He want us away from these nations. Feel me? Because he want them to serve us And he know once we get around them, us being such a peaceable people, we going to start serving them and doing what they do. And look up, we in chains. We in chains on cargo slave ships, man. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. So all this stuff was supposed to happen. Coronavirus, the swine flu, all that stuff, the Spanish flu, all that stuff was supposed to happen. You feel me? AIDS, all that stuff is supposed to happen. But the reason why we got caught up in it is because we didn't come out of her. And the her is America. The philosophies, you feel me, of America. The mark of the beast. That's what the mark of the beast is the philosophies of the beast. You got the mark of the beast if you believe that homosexuality is real, even though you can catch AIDS and die. You got the mark of the beast if you believe Christmas is Jesus' birthday, when you know in the Bible it say he was born in the manger and outside. How could a little baby be outside in the cold? Like, come on, man, you're going to die. You know, I wish I would have died. You feel me? So that's how you know it was in the springtime when he was born. Sometime it was in a time when it was fair weather outside. Feel me? So any of that stuff, man, that stuff is the mark of the beast. These holidays, all this stuff, Thanksgiving, it's the mark of the beast. You got the mark of the beast, and you can die with her. And that's why the Bible said this. Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye not receive, that ye not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. It's a way we can not receive none of these plagues of America if we quarantine the white man. If we quarantine him and get the hell away from him, you feel me, physically and spiritually, we won't receive none of these plagues that's coming regardless. Ain't no stopping none of these plagues. These plagues is coming, and they finna get worse. They finna get worse, man. They say the coronavirus numbers is going up. They ain't say they going down. Them numbers is going up, man. They say 250 people are dead. 250,000 people are dead. And the virus is not even a year old yet. It ain't even a year old yet. The first lockdown was in March. It's not even a year old yet. And 250,000 people are dead from the virus. Over 11 million cases. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. So the sins of this place is stacking up so high that it didn't reach God. God, he done got through. The Most High is through with this place. That's why he say, come out of her, my people. I got something for them. Because they sins they just ain't stopping. They are so wicked and evil that they sins is almost this high. You feel me? It's reaching up to the stars. You feel me? Just like when they tried to build that Tower of Babel that he destroyed. You feel me? The Most High is through with this place, man. He say they sins have reached up to heaven, and I remember their iniquity. He said, I remember all the stuff they done. That stuff ain't old to me. Y'all say, y'all, you forgive y'all enemy, and the past and slavery is old, and this and that, and don't have no hate in your heart. The Most High say, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. The Most High say, I ain't forget. Y'all can forget all y'all want. I'm finna kill them people. Them people is finna die. They're finna die. They're finna die. They're finna die. I don't care who y'all vote for. Should have voted for Christ, but you didn't. All y'all people out there thinking America is finna go back to normal. The Most High is finna destroy this place. He's finna destroy this place, man. And guess what? The people left, we're gonna take them captive. Who captives we were. You feel me? That's exactly how that's finna go. Whoever survived all these plagues and famines and nuclear war that's coming, whoever survived that, gonna be slaves in the kingdom of heaven. And I say, Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. For real. Because people don't even understand math. And that's how it go. These people got underground bunkers. And they only for rich people. They only for the elite. The 1%. The 1%, the elite white people on this earth, they got bunkers under the ground for when nuclear war happened, they could run to it. And guess what? The Most High set that up for a reason. Because he know once the nuclear war is over and they come out and think they're going to rebuild, they're going to look up and see us. They're going to look up and see us. And guess what? We're going to take them captives who captives we were. Now, all these rich people that never even touched the ground, they flew helicopter to helicopter, going to be working in the field, going to be building up bridges and houses and stuff like that. Because that's how the Most High work, man. He ain't no bully. He going to have the 1% that's so rich, they going to be the slaves in the kingdom. The rest of them just going to die in nuclear war. Because the Most High, he's slick like that. Where we at? Verse 5. Revelation 18:5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. So they say turn the other cheek and all that. Man, that's talking about black people on black people crime. The Bible say, reward her even as she rewarded you. He's talking about this wicked kingdom, man. They going into chains. They going into chains, man. Ain't no more cities y'all gonna ever run ever again. This is it. America was y'all last run. And y'all had a good run too. I ain't gonna lie. America, they had a good run in America. But the Most High is through with it. Most High is through with it. He done with it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. These are the beginning of troubles. And this all was prophecy to happen. It ain't never say nothing about the coronavirus. It didn't say nothing about AIDS, the swine flu. It said diseases and plagues. And that's what all this stuff is. You feel me? That's what all this stuff is. And that's of the Lord, man. That's of the Lord. And it's only right. Verse 18, Revelation 18:6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her work. So she gonna be rewarded double. All the stuff we went through is so evil and wicked. Them forcing our black women to put us on child support and take our kids away from us. All that stuff. Man, look. They say reward her double. Man, we splitting all the families up. When we get them slaves in the kingdom, that 1% of them rich white people that's going to be hiding in the bunker and come out after the nuclear war over, all of y'all, we splitting all y'all families up on purpose. Ain't no just sending 2 kids. And man, everybody is getting separated. Everybody's getting separated. We sending slaves all across the world. We sending y'all all across the world. And that's what it means by reward her double. Y'all gonna put in double the work to build our kingdom. Because our kingdom gonna be 10 times better than y'all's. And double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. So all the iniquities, the wickedness they done to us, man, they're saying give her double that. Double the white man for what they done to us. We're going to double the troubles that they put us through. We're going to double that. And it's only going to be right. It's only going to be right for what we have to go through these last 500 years. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native North American Indians. Double, return her double. And that's heavy because these people do not want to pay for what they done. That's why that's so heavy, because they do not want to pay for what they done. They think it's so sweet and so, well, they'll forget about it and this and that and that of this. Nah, get them a little money, get them $1 million contract playing basketball. They'll forget about it. No. The priest of God, we ain't forgetting about none of that stuff. We ain't forgetting anything. So yeah, we could drop that. We can go to Exodus 10 and 21. Book of Exodus 10 and 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. So now this is one of the plagues of Egypt that the Most High did using Moses. You feel me? And what it's finna talk about is how there's nothing new under the sun. We was in captivity in Egypt at one point in time. That was our first captivity, actually, that we was in. And the Lord was trying to get us out of it. The Lord was trying to get us out of it. And these are the beginning of troubles. Because all this stuff that happened in the Bible is happening right now. With these cities shutting down, all of the government shutting, all this stuff happening where you got a curfew, you got to be in by 9 o'clock, everything closed at 9 o'clock. It's ghost town. Everything looked like a ghost town. But then black people still partying. Like it was so much stuff came out during the shutdown where it was get-togethers and the police had to go shut it down, and it was always black people. Like we didn't take this like how everybody else took it. Everybody else took it like it was like, you know, the end of the world, because it is the end of their world. But we used to look at it like, you know, it is what it is. We still partying, still having get-togethers. Feel me? Our school's still open. Everything closed, but the I.S.U.P.K school's still open. And that's because this happened in the Bible. And we reading about it right now. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand towards heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. And that's the shutdowns. It's darkness. You don't see nobody outside. You feel me? Ain't nowhere to go. Everything closed. And Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all of the land of Egypt 3 days. You feel me? Shut down. Egypt was shut down for 3 days. For 3 days, you couldn't see. It was no point of going outside. You can't see nothing. You can't see nothing. You barely could see yourself. You barely could see your own hand. Moses, the Most High used Moses to have a government shutdown in Egypt. Man, thousands of years ago, it was a government shutdown in Egypt. It was a worldwide city shutdown. You feel me? Like how it is right now in 2020, all these major cities being shut down. And you can't go outside and do nothing because everything closed. This happened in the Bible. And Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days, man. Egypt was shut down for 3 days. Just like what's happening right now with these cities being shut down. It happened in the Bible, man. These are the beginning of troubles. Christ is on his way back. And I'm going to say it again. If you ain't on his side when he get here, you can die with him. You can die with him. That's all I'm going to say. You feel me? Verse 23. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. So nobody from Egypt came out. It was shut down. Egypt was shut down, just like America is shut down. All this stuff is happening in Egypt. And America is spiritually from Egypt. You feel me? This is spiritual Egypt we living in. And just like Egypt got shut down, America is shut down. They going bananas. They giving out stimulus checks. They giving out relief funds for businesses to get back on their feet. All type of stuff, man. And all this stuff happened in the Bible. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days, man. Think about it being dark. You feel me? Think about it being nighttime with no lights, though. For 3 days, man. That's worse than what we going through now. At least now we got some light. We got light in the crib, street lights outside. But in Egypt, it wasn't no lights during they shut down. It was, you could barely see yourself. You don't even know who was who. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. But we had light. We had light, man, because we had the wisdom of the Most High, which was Moses at the time. Moses at the time was giving us the wisdom of the Most High, that we was his people and he was getting ready to free us. And that's what we trying to do as priests and prophets of the Lord in I.S.U.P.K, is give our people the wisdom of the Most High so they can see that the Lord is about to free us. We about to be free. And these are the beginning of troubles, because nobody never said it was going to be easy. It wasn't easy then with Moses. It ain't finna be easy now. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. And that's exactly what's going on now. All our schools stayed open. And I.S.U.P.K and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, the only authorized priest of God, all of our schools stayed open. And everything else was shut down. Just like what happened in Egypt with Moses. Egypt was shut down, full of darkness, but our schools was lit up. Our schools was lit all the way up. That's why we say, man, if you You in whatever city you in, major city, man, coming to the I.S.U.P.K, the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, man. We the last ones left, man. If you in Louisville, Kentucky, you can hit us up on the No Cowards YouTube page. You feel me? I.S.U.P.K Kentucky, or you can go to the Facebook page, I.S.U.P.K Louisville. And you can hit us up, man, to try to get up with the priests and prophets of God, man. So you can, get that shield around your house, that light in your house, like we had back then with Moses. So yeah, we could drop that. Slocky. Drop that and go to the book of Matthews. Matthews, the 24th chapter. Because that's what we doing tonight, man. That's what we on tonight. We going into these troubles, how the priest of God, which is only found here in I.S.U.P.K, how we know that this is the beginning of troubles, the beginning of Christ's return. We trying to show you, because Christians didn't know, because they looked at all the stuff that we've been bringing out tonight. They looked at it like it's just old. That stuff's old. That stuff's not going to happen. It already happened. No, this stuff is happening right now in our face. Right now in our face, man. We living in the beginning of the troubles, which is before Christ's return. Because nobody never said when he came back it was supposed to be all peaches and cream. It will be after he come back and kill everybody he need to kill. Because what them protesters didn't understand downtown Louisville, Kentucky during the Breonna Taylor incident is the only way you can get peace is by war. Every country that ever established anything had to go to war first. And the only way we can go to war is by serving the Lord. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Lord fights for us. The Lord fights for you. Yahweh, in the Hebrew, he fights for you, but you got to serve him or he ain't going to do it. He ain't going to do it. So yeah, we in Matthews 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So these disciples was asking, Christ, when they know he gonna be back. Like, how we gonna know? And he told them, you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars. But the end is not yet. Because we've been hearing wars and rumors of wars since the Civil War, since we got off slave ships, since they came and had war with the Native Indians. We've been hearing wars and rumors of wars. The wars never stopped. Wars never stopped. When have a war ever stopped, man? And that's what he was telling them. That's how you gonna know it. But it was a time where, you feel me, it was just like, it was wars, but they stopped for a period of time. But since Christ died, that's all it's been was wars. That's all it's been. Wars. The Greeks, the Romans, you feel me? That's all it's ever been was wars. America going to war with everybody. Britain, that's all you ever heard. I think 100-something million people died in a war with Winston Churchill, whatever, one of them war generals over there in England. I think 100 million people died in that war he fought in. But that's what Christ was trying to tell them, like, how you gonna know when they asked him, how we gonna know? And he letting his brothers know, man, you're gonna have wars and rumors of wars, but be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. All this stuff got to happen. America has to be destroyed with nuclear fire. It has to happen. Or black people is not gonna rise up. We're gonna stay slaves in this kingdom, man. It's gonna stay happening, man. We're gonna stay going through all the stuff we've been going through. The last 100 years, all the wicked, evil stuff we've been going through under our oppressors, it's going to keep happening if these wars don't come to pass. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. There shall be famines. Famines is food shortages. Now, we know that from what happened with the coronavirus. Everybody was going to the supermarket. They say you only could get one of each thing. And there was barely stuff even in there because they stopped the pickup. They stopped the 18-wheeler semi-trucks from bringing food from city to city because they was in fear of them bringing the coronavirus to that city and people dying and stuff like that. So, because they truck drivers and they going from city to city, probably catching it, bringing it to this city because that's how much in fear they was. that the trucks weren't even bringing the food. So it was food shortages, which is famines. And this what Christ saying, how you gonna know? How you gonna know, like, when he on his way back? He letting his brothers know. So like, and it say, and pestilences. And pestilence is a fatal epidemic, disease. You feel me? Something like that. That's what pestilence, a fatal epidemic or disease. And that's exactly what the coronavirus is, a pestilence. A fatal epidemic and a disease. And earthquakes, now we know it's earthquakes all over. Them earthquakes is how a lot of these hurricanes and tsunamis and all this stuff start. An earthquake in the middle of the water. You feel me? And diverse places. And all these are the beginning of sorrows. All these are the beginning of troubles, man. All this stuff that's happening now was prophesied in the Bible thousands of years ago to happen, to come true. And it's happening now in our face. But the Christians didn't see it because they think God is all love. They say it's all love. That's what the Christians say. The Christians say it's all love when we've been showing you tonight that it ain't. That when Christ returns, it's not going to be all love. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. And these are the beginning of troubles, man. The beginning of sorrows. I say, Barakatayah, why y'all was shy? Because this stuff need to happen, man, so we can get freed out of this captivity. Sure, but the book of Matthew, 24th chapter, verse 6 to 8, that's what is Christ letting them know an insight of, stuff to look out for so we can know. And the records was passed down all the way to us. Because they weren't going to be here. Christ knew that the 11 disciples weren't going to be here. He knew they weren't going to be here as far as their physical body, as Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, all that. He knew that they weren't going to be here, but in spirit, you feel me? Their spirit was going to come back in the earth. And they in I.S.U.P.K. We don't know who they is, but they in I.S.U.P.K. And they reading these scriptures and they seeing what Christ told them thousands of years ago, what to look for. And we looking for it. And we see it. And we know that, bam. Feel me? Christ is on his way back. And it's a beautiful thing to know that we're going to finally be out of this BS we've been going through. That it's finally going to be over. You feel me? It's finally going to be over with. It's a beautiful thing in my sight. See, I'm going to go to the book of Isaiah 37 and 36. Isaiah 37 and 36. Then the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians. Now, this was in a time when we was in slavery in Assyria. You feel me? The Lord, he fights for us, man. That's why I say we just got to keep the commandments. Because this is what it's saying. It said the Lord and the angel of the Lord. He sent the angel. Angels is soldiers. They ain't little white babies with wings shooting arrows. You feel me? The angels is warriors. They is soldiers for the Lord. And they like to kill. Because the Lord likes to fight. The Lord is a man of war. He likes to fight. His angels, his soldiers, they like to fight too. And they've been fighting for us. And we can't see them, so we don't even know it. We ain't even notice all this stuff going on. Economy shutting down. All this stuff is the angels fighting for us. Just like they did when they fought for us when we was in slavery in Assyria. Then the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. 185,000. That's 185,000 men. You feel me? Men, soldiers of the Assyrians that the angel of the Lord killed for us. That the angel of the Lord killed for us. Just like they using the coronavirus to kill these people for us, to show them that they not the power. The power is the Most High. He's the power. You feel me? He's the authority. They just another creature that he created, that he about to destroy. And he finna use them to destroy themselves. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So when they arose, the people that was left, they seen that all them people that the angel killed, I mean, the angels killed, they smit, because when they say they smit, they could have hit them with some diseases or whatever. But the angels smit them, and when they rose up, they was all dead. 185,000 soldiers of the Assyrian army was dead and gone. And that's what could happen if we serve the Lord. Just to show you insight, you feel me, of what can happen if we just serve Yahweh, which is our God. We the only ones here to do it. He created us for that reason. He created us to serve him. So he can fight for us, and nobody could ever come up against us. You feel me? If you heard about the Kentucky 8, I don't know if you did or not, but you better get in tune. Better get in tune, because them people that came up against the Kentucky 8, the Lord sent the angel on them. You feel me? He sent the angel to smite them, because they popping up in the news every other day. Stuff didn't happen to them, stuff going on. And it's video footage and everything. And I'm like, damn. Feel me? They should have never came up against the priest of God. Reading the Bible. You feel me? Priest of God reading the Bible, you come up and try to fight them and think your life is just going to be perfect. Nah, that ain't how the Lord worked. And this is what happened to the Assyrians back then. Isaiah 37 and 36. Then the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. It was all dead corpses. They was all dead and gone, man. It was all dead and gone. And that's what happened when you come up against the Lord's people, man. You come up against the Lord's people, you can die, man. You ain't just got to be put in a hellish condition. Man, you can die for coming up against the Lord's, anointed, man. You can die from coming up against the Lord. And coming up against the Lord is coming up against his priests or his people. Yeah, but I'm going to drop that. I'm going to go to Amos 5 and 8. Amos 5 and 18. Salakia. Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. So Christians, they say they can't wait on, Jesus' return, but they don't even know what signs to look for. We've been bringing out the signs this whole class, the beginning of troubles, man. We've been bringing out the signs, what to look for, that Christians overlooked in the Bible because they think God is all love. Because you just can't think that the man that created everything is not for what he see. All these wars and stuff going on, he created all that. So like, he sent his angels, you feel me, to start all these wars and this friction and stuff, these viruses and plagues. His angels is running around doing this. His angels is running it, and the Christians don't understand that the Lord is not all love. He likes to fight, man. The Lord likes to fight. He likes all this stuff he see, man. He likes this stuff, man. He don't like to see us sin, but this coronavirus and these America about to go to war with Russia and Korea and China, and he loves that. Because them people been harming his people since we was back with the Greeks and the Romans. All the way back then, since we first got lost the kingdom. Since we first lost the kingdom, when the kingdom split. You feel me? Under Solomon's sons and all that. Ever since then, man, he been loving to see these people, these oppressors of ours, die. But the Christians don't understand that. That's why they don't know that all this stuff we've been reading is the signs to show you Christ is on his way. They don't know that. They don't even know that Christ is he's getting ready. They don't know though. All the churches closed, so they don't know a lot right now. Because all the churches is closed. But this some Christians got to wake up to, man. The day of the Lord, it's like Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. So everybody that's praying and can't wait to God to send Jesus back in the earth, the scriptures say woe, which means destruction. It say destruction unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Destruction unto you. Because you don't even know what you asking for. You probably the biggest sinner in the world. You finna die when Christ come back. You finna be put to death, man. Your head is finna be cut off, man. Your head finna be cut off. And that's why I say destruction unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Because you don't even know what's coming, man. You don't even know. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. A lot of people is finna die, man. When Christ return, when the Most High sent Christ back in earth, a lot of people is gonna die. It's gonna be so much blood. Gonna be so much bloodshed, man. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous how many people is finna get slaughtered for us to have peace in the Middle East, what they call it. It's going to be so many people have to die, man. And a lot of them is going to be the Christians and the Christian pastors because they didn't understand what signs to look for Christ's return. The beginning of sorrow. So it's going to be a lot of our people be put to death as well. And that's what we fighting for in I.S.U.P.K. We fighting for rulership, that we don't be one of those people put to death in the day of the Lord, man. Now, we know all people gonna die, but we ain't trying to die no wicked death because we was a sinner. You feel me? We trying to be on them chariots. That's what we trying to do. We trying to be on them chariots so, you feel me? We know we got a spot in the kingdom of heaven. So we can solidify our spot. But the only way to do that is keep these laws and commandments, man. You got to keep these laws and commandments to get that spot in the kingdom, or you can be like John the Baptist, the least in the kingdom of heaven. Because he ain't going to be the only one the least. It's going to be a lot of people. Be a lot of people least in the kingdom of heaven. And they ain't going to know why. We're going to be partying, drinking, having a good time. And they going to be just sitting there mopping floors and stuff like, man, I wish I could be like I'm a one. I wish I could be like them brothers over there. They just do whatever they want to do. They dripping in gold and diamonds. But you didn't take heed to the first life you lived in. When you came across this truth, you played around with it like it was a joke. And you did just like John the Baptist did. And you became the least in the kingdom of heaven. But Christians got to understand that, though. Christians definitely got to understand that the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It is not going to be sweet when Christ returns. Tell you, it's not going to be sweet, man. It's going to be real, live darkness. Salakia. It's going to be real, live darkness. And that's what the book of Amos is talking about. A lot of people don't understand it, though. Think it's a game. Think it's a game until Christ come back. We trying to show you that how we know that he on his way. So yeah, I'm going to drop that. I'm going to go to Apocrypha. It's the 15 books I think they took out of the original King James 1611 version of the Bible. Because it further proves that, who the Israelites are, how we got the North American Indians got over here. It's a bunch of stuff. That's why it's one of my favorite, books to read, the Apocrypha, because it's the scriptures. It's the holy, records of us that they took out because they the devil. Feel me? The Bible speaks of. So yeah, 2nd Esdras 15:4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So all the people that don't understand that we got to keep the commandments and the law is not done away with, all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All the ones that don't believe in the Most High in Christ is going to die. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Because everybody said they believe in Christ, they believe in God, they believe in God, believe in Christ, but we dying. the Israelites, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we leading in all the deaths. Every death category, we leaders in it. Because the scriptures say, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. The sword, which means war. When they say the sword, I'm going to bring the sword, that means war. And that's what's happening right now. It's plagues running all through the world. It's war, famine, food shortage, death. Of course, people dying everywhere. And destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So that's exactly what's happening, man. Wickedness has polluted the whole earth. Like wickedness, if you're not wicked, it's like frowned upon. Like I remember I was in the store when I was in the world with one of my world friends from the world. It was a phone left on the counter. And he seen it, and he was like, and I went to the counter first, but I didn't grab it. I just walked off like I was gonna go out the door, and he looked at me like, "But you don't steal no more?" I'm like, "What you mean?" He said, "Man, it's a phone right here." I'm like, "Man, you can't do nothing with it. You know how these phones is. What you gonna do? Sell it for the parts? Like you can't get in it and use it." He's like, "Man, I'm taking it." I'm like, "All right, well, do you? I don't want it." And that's what I mean by say wickedness has polluted the whole earth. Like it's just, if you ain't wicked, it's frowned upon. Because that's how he looked at me too. Like I did something wrong. Like, because I didn't want to steal the phone. And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord. You feel me? So this is how we know Christ is on his way back. Because that's exactly what's going on right now, man. Wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. What's not a better time for Christ to come back when wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth? The whole earth is evil. Everybody is not a righteous nation on earth. Every last one of these kingdoms is evil. None of them are trying to do good. They all trying to take from the weaker nation. They all still putting people in slavery. They killing people and justifying it by putting them in poverty. All type of stuff, man. Tell you all type of stuff. And what a better time for Christ to return than during a time where wickedness have polluted the whole earth. It's not a righteous kingdom here. And that's why I say nation gonna rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Because they all wicked. They all lusting for greed and power. And that's gonna be their destruction. That's gonna be the reason why they all die. And Christ gonna come back with them 200 million angels. And it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on, man. And that's the good news. Black people suffering in the ghetto, wondering how we gonna ever get out. That's how. That's the good news, man. And if you don't believe me, you think it's fake. 2 Esdras 15:4. For all the unfaithfulness, it's like all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You don't believe none of this stuff I'm saying? Cool. Lord be with you, man. Lord be with you, because the Lord say anybody that's unfaithful gonna die. You unfaithful, you gonna die. So I'd rather be faithful to this and you be faithful to crack. You be faithful to weed. You be faithful to these whores. You be faithful to all drug dealing or whatever else, scamming. I'm gonna be faithful to this. Because the scriptures say, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Don't die for not believing Christ is finna come save you. You should die. Out of all the stuff we've been through, if you think Christ, when he come back, he ain't coming for you and your people, man, Lord be with you, man. Lord be with you, man. Like I said, I'm going to serve the Lord. I'm going to serve the Most High until he sent his son back. Really forever, but I'm just saying, like, that's what we got to do, man. We got to be faithful. Got to be faithful or we will die, man. The unfaithful will die. That's so disrespectful to the Lord, man. And his son. It's so disrespectful. So I'm in Malachi 4:1. People want to know the beginning of troubles. The Christians don't know. Nobody knows. The Muslims don't know. I.S.U.P.K and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA knew in 1969. Nobody wanted to believe us. Nobody wanted to believe us. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Now, this is talking about Esau's judgment, man. This is the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of troubles, man. This is Esau's judgment, man, which he deserves, which he most definitely deserved. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. You feel me? It's a day coming that's gonna burn you like an oven, man. Like what they call it, what Hitler did to the fake Jews, he burnt them in the oven. He put them in gas chambers, all type of stuff, man. But I'm telling you, it's something coming that's gonna be more eviler than that. That shall burn as an oven, and all the proud ye, and all that do wickedly. So everybody that do evil, so it ain't gonna just be the white man. It's gonna be all the nations, and even our people that do evil. That do evil, this is what say is gonna happen. Shall be stubble. You feel me? Stubble is like, if you ever seen, like you ever burnt like incense or whatever, anything, and what that stuff that's left, that's stubble. That's all that's going to be left. If you see a house burned down and stuff, all that stuff that's left, that's stubble. That's what's going to be left. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be burnt down. That's why I say, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yes, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So, I'm telling you, after this world war that happens, man, it's a lot of these people is going to die, man. It's going to be so many people die, and it's say to the point where they ain't going to have no root or branch. You feel me? And that means they ain't going to have, the root is the beginning. You feel me? The root and the branch is the offspring. So it's saying they ain't going to have no beginning or end. Like, these people going to be getting burnt so bad, they ain't going to have a beginning or an end. Saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Neither root nor branch. Neither root or nor branch is they going to have. Feel me? And that's nuclear war in the Bible. That's nuclear war. People want to know how we know these, the beginning of troubles, the beginning of sorrows. You feel me? How we know Christ on his way back. Because we read the Bible. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. It's a day coming where people gonna burn like the oven. You feel me? And that's, ever seen Judgment Day? Terminator 2, Judgment Day. If you ever seen Terminator 2, Judgment Day, go watch that movie. And at the beginning, when you see everything get on fire and everybody melt and all that stuff, that's what's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen in that day. And that day is coming. And it's only right. And it's only right. So yeah, we're gonna drop that. Salakia. Salakia, we drop that and go to Revelations 19:2. Somewhere Christians don't go. Christians stay away from Revelations because they was not given them mysteries to understand them. But the priests and prophets of God, the Most High, I.S.U.P.K, he gave us that wisdom, and I thank the Most High for that, because when you read Revelation, there's so many mysteries and metaphors in it that nobody could ever understand it unless God gave you the wisdom. Feel me? And that's why I want to clap it up for the Most High Christ for raising up Commander General Yohanna. You feel me? Because Commander General Yohanna definitely showed us these mysteries in the Bible, which we would have never learned in the Christian church ever. But yeah, I'm in Revelations 19:2. For true and righteousness are his judgments. And this talking about the Lord. You feel me? Righteousness are his judgments, man. And righteousness could be murdering a whole race of people for enslaving his people. For he have judged the great whore. The Most High is judging this whore. The great whore is America, man. The white people, the white man. But specifically the white people in America. He have judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth. The Most High knows the white man is a virus, man. That's why he's going to make him extinct. He's not going to even be able to walk around anymore because the Most High understands that he is a virus, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication. Yes, fornicating, all these philosophies is fornication, man. One man, one woman, monogamy. Man, who the hell ever said that? Who the fuck's Salakia? Who the hell ever said one man and one woman? Man, that's borderline gay. That you gonna be enslaved to one woman, man? Come on, man. Stop it, man. Stop it. All these philosophies is fornication, man. You can be a drug addict. You can get high off weed. You can be a homosexual. You can be a lesbian. You can be a pedophile. You can do all this evil stuff in America, man. That is fornication, man. And it said, for he have judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, with them philosophies, them gay, homosexual, drug addict, gangster philosophies, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. So the Most High is going to avenge us, man. The Most High is going to avenge us for what we've been through, man. For what we went through, the Most High is going to destroy this place, man. Babylon, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Assyria, all of these kingdoms that we was enslaved in slavery in Greece, Rome, they all is, America took all their philosophies and made it one. And that's why this is the most wicked and evil is one of them all, because it took all them kingdoms that had us in slavery and took their philosophies and joined it together. And that's why the Most High say, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. You feel me? So we was the servants, and the Most High avenged us, and he avenged us by what he finna do, and that's destroy this place. And he started it with this virus to kick everything off. So you can drop that and drop down to verse 11. Revelations 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. Now this talking about Christ. It say he judge. Christ is the only judge on the earth. He's the only judge, man. Him and the prophets, priests and prophets under him, which is only found in the I.S.U.P.K. So don't get twisted by your Christian pastors or Louis Farrakhan or Dr. Umar or whatever, whoever else you want to follow. You better follow Christ, because it say he judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Many crowns on his head, because he's the King of Kings, man. He's the King of Kings. He is the man. He's the true King of the earth. And these people going to fear him when he come back for what they did to him, man. For what they did to him when they put him on that cross. Man, look, man, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's why I say this is just the beginning of troubles. You ain't seen nothing yet. And he had a name written that no man knew but himself. Right? No man knew but himself. When Christ come back, ain't nobody going to know that's him. They going to think it's some type of alien or something in the movie, like the movie Avengers. when the stuff came out the sky and the Avengers came together to fight it, that's what they gonna do. When Christ come out that sky, they ain't gonna know it's him. They gonna think it's some alien or this or that. And they gonna try to fight him and they gonna lose. And they say, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name was called the Word of God. So when Christ come back, man, not only he gonna judge and make war, he gonna make a lot of war. He gonna make so much war that his clothes is gonna be dripped in blood. It's gonna be dripping with blood. You feel me? And think about that. When you shoot a gun, you get a couple blood spots on you. You stab somebody, you get a couple blood spots on you. But for his vesture to be dipped in blood, that means he gonna do so much killing, man. You gotta think about how many people he gonna kill. That all their blood gonna be on him so much where it's gonna be dipped in blood. And his name was the Word of God. And we know the Word of God is Christ. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. They're going to be some fly angels with him. Them 200 million angels that's going to be with him going to be fly. They're going to be looking like they ready to go to the club the whole time. They coming to kill. And that's just like how we do. We look like we be ready to go to the club all the time. The whole time we ready for war. We ready for war at the same time. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. He's coming to kill, man. Christ is coming to murder these people, man, because you got to go to war for peace. You can't get peace without war, man. It's impossible. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Slaki. That he shall come smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress, and of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's Christ. That's the true spirit of Christ, man. Not that shit you learned in the Christian church. This is the true spirit of Christ, man. It say he's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, man. How can he be the King of Kings and Lord of Lords if all these kings of the earth don't do nothing but go to war? How can he be all peace if it say he's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, but these kings on this earth go to war all the time over anything? So how can he come back and just be for all peace and happiness? He coming to murder, man. He coming to kill. He's coming to quarantine the earth, man. Y'all quarantining in y'all house for 2 weeks. He coming to quarantine the whole earth to get these people away from his people, man. Because they are virus. These other nations are viruses, man. And Christ coming back to quarantine all of these viruses away from us, man. Feel me? But that's the end of tonight's class, man. The beginning of troubles, beginning of sorrows, quarantine in the Bible. Feel me? You know what it is. I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky. Feel me? Kentucky 8. Shalom.